cars heading around towards the grid. Hugo Valente in his number 7 car will line up in 4th place. And the lap record set in 2005 by BMW driver Dirk Müller has now been completely eclipsed by Yvan Muller's fastest lap in race 1. And it was a 2:35 race lap, I seem to recall off the top of my head. Shuffling of paper ensues. It was the race record was 2:33.9 by Dirk Müller, 30th of July 2005. That was the last time we raced here.
So they've actually got, with the regulations, they've got it pretty much pegged, because they're about 7 seconds a lap around here, and with 7 kilometres, the target was a second per kilometre quicker with the new car, and that's exactly what you've got with a 7-kilometre lap. So actually, well done, the rule makers.
Not doing bad at all. Well, the prediction
it's what it said
good
on the tin.
Absolutely. Franz Hengstler, our race 1 winner in the TC2 category, just coming through the back of the shot with the black, red and gold of Germany on the top of his car. And I absolutely can guarantee one thing: Hengstler is not going to retire at the end of this season, not with a race in Germany at the Nordschleife coming up. Because can you imagine how many guests that he and Liqui Moly are going to take to the Nordschleife next year? After that, perhaps, at what he will then be 55
it'd be great to see Franz in a TC1 car, wouldn't it?
Oh,
I mean,
he's going to have to abandon BMW to do so. And well, I don't think that's happening. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. But come hell or high water, he'll be at the Nordschleife next year. So lots of expectant faces in the garage, lots of young Moroccans watching to see if their hero, Mehdi Benani, can claim his first ever World Touring Car win. And what a place this would be if he could. He starts on the outside of the front row of the grid. There's Dominic Greiner. His man, Gianni Morbidelli, is on pole. Dominic will be like the cat that got the cream if Morbidelli can pull off another huge result here. Cars are on the grid. Morbidelli is not, I don't think, correctly in his grid box, and that might leave him with problems. He's on pole position as the green flag waves at the back of the grid. It's Morbidelli in the black car. Benani, red, white and green as they get away very quickly. Lots of wheel spin from Coronel, and here comes Montero. Montero's going to side through up the inside. Now he cuts back, and it's going to be Coronel who leads around the outside. Montero and Benani wheel to wheel. Benani's going off wide, trying to avoid a penalty. He'll come back in 5th place. But it's the Chevys, it's Morbidelli, the black car, it's the red, white and blue of Coronel. Hold your breath into Eau Rouge for the first time. And there's no contact and no drama behind, but Tom, all 4 wheels off the curb, over the curb there at turn 3, and that might be a penalty. He leads from Morbidelli. Well, Matt Neal, again, wheel to wheel into Eau Rouge. That's not for me. That is really for the brave. And right behind, Tiago Montero, shuffling around, trying to get into position. He sees this as a race he could win.
Morbidelli's on the attack. Oh, but as he... Oh, no, I was just... Valente's forced on the Citroën as well.
And Valente, contact, and Valente keeps his foot buried and straightens it up, but Lopez has got through. Lopez is through into 6th place around the outside of Benani. And that is the view from Yvan Muller. Benani keeps Lopez behind. And Benani now fighting for survival as Hugo Valente gets shoved back. He's got 2 Citroëns in front. He's got 1 behind, or 1 Citroën. Yeah, no, he's 2 in front, 1 behind. And there is Benani. And for Coronel or Morbidelli or Montero to win this, Benani has got to hold the Citroëns off all the way.
One's through. He lost the rear end into Blanchimont.
And that's them taking the air off the back of the car. Benani's in trouble. No, that was down into Pouillon. Benani is in trouble. He's being passed left, right and centre. Maybe he's got dirt on his tyre. Maybe that oil is still there on the track underneath that dust. And Lopez and Muller are carving their way through the field. They are already up to 6th and 7th. So it's Coronel, Morbidelli, Montero, Tarquini, Michelis, and then Lopez and Muller, 6th and 7th. And there is Quinhua Ma trying to gun by Rob Huff. And that is for 13th place, so Huffy's got in front of him.
Wow, that Citroën's got some get up and go. He just drove all the way around the outside of Huffy.
Yeah.
But it's Lopez who's made the break at the...
Loeb, 4 wheels off at Blanchimont. So as Thiago Monteiro goes by Morbidelli for second. Now, that's already two different cars who have clearly exceeded track limits on lap 1. We remain to see what will be decided. Coronel leads by 1 second. Monteiro second, looking back at Morbidelli third. There is Monteiro, Morbidelli. The other black car is Michelisz ahead of Tarquini, and then Lopez, Muller are right there. And Matt, this is looking ominous. The Citroens have got so much grunt, and they've got good aero up this hill as well.
Yeah, Valente's ever so fast down through Eau Rouge, but Muller's now past him, and he's got Lopez in his sights, so it's going to be great to see him start to put Lopez under some pressure.
Well, Bernani dropping way down the order. This is not going to be a win for the Moroccan driver. And Michelisz holding off Tarquini. The problem is the more they argue with each other, the closer the Citroens get. As Tarquini lunges to the inside, he's got Lopez and Muller right behind. And Lopez is pulling out to go down the inside of Tarquini, and he throws it up the inside of Rivage, and he's through. And Muller's going through as well. And Matt, this is disaster. Well, Muller didn't get through. The door got closed just in time by Tarquini, who holds on to that wobble as they pour on the power downhill to Pouhon.
Muller's going to be desperate not to let Lopez get too far in front of him. When Lopez makes the hole, Muller's got to capitalise on it every time.
Well, there is Hugo Valenti with Sebastian Loeb right behind him. Coronel is clear by 1.5 seconds and growing, ahead of Monteiro and Morbidelli, and Michelisz is now the last bastion before the Citroen drivers start to work their way into podium positions.
Now, one of the critical things for Loeb... Oh, Loeb's off!
Oh, and that is a massive moment, and I wonder whether that was going by a slowing Bernani, because Dusan Borkovic also flew wide off the corner there.
It seems like he just lost a bit.
Oh, and Valente going very wide indeed. He is going to end up with a drive-through penalty, I think. Again, that was way off track. And Loeb again, that's the second time Loeb has been way off.
Into Blanchimont. Valente's brave with dirty tyres through there. Oh, he's off again.
And again, this time Loeb is on the track, but look, his screen is bowing under the aero pressure, and through goes Lopez, goes by Michelisz for fourth. Lopez is a car away from a podium finish. Wow, they are carving through the field like a knife through hot butter. Lopez up 2 spots on that lap alone. Started it in 6th, now he's 4th, and right behind, closing on Morbidelli and Monteiro.
It'll be interesting. We can see Valenti down through here with Loeb following, because this is where he's incredibly brave down through Eau Rouge. Going to be getting agitated now. He doesn't want Lopez to get too far in front. He should, with a good exit from here, get a good slipstream off Tarquini. Oh,
did you hear the wheel spin there as Loeb took the curb in the air? The wheels came up in the air, and he just dropped away from Valente.
Here comes Muller.
Well, Muller goes by Tarquini like he's standing still. Straight by him, and the next lap he'll do the same on Norbert Michelisz. And that is ominous for those in front, because Lopez has got that same speed. Tom Coronel, 2 minutes 27.0 is the fastest lap of this race so far. Well, Tarquini often gives Muller an easy ride. He had no option there. Ivan was coming by on sheer speed out of the slipstream, just breezed by, and Bernani off very wide as he tries to defend 11th against Tom Chilton. Bernani started 2nd. It's going very badly wrong for him here. There's got to be something astray with that Honda. That's not Bernani forgetting how to drive. 3rd place, Gianni Morbidelli in the black and white Chevrolet, and right behind him is the Citroen of Jose Maria Lopez. Loeb still tucked up behind Hugo Valente. Look at all the filth, absolutely.
This is the engine manufacturer's worst nightmare, because even though they run very sophisticated filter systems on it, all that dust and dirt will be going, you know, the engine's breathingly massively at the high revs they're pulling down these long straights.
Oh, and again, Loeb very wide there as they come out of Stavelot and start the long climb up the hill. Incredibly fast here, Matt Neal. They're just flying up here. Oh. Lopez giving it everything, trying to line up Morbidelli for a move at the bus stop. Here he comes. And Morbidelli sees him coming and leaves the door open, because trying to close it there would have been fatal, perhaps, for his chances.
You know something? I'd like to see Lopez in one of those Chevys, because Morbidelli went through there, the car was under control, it wasn't... You know, Lopez is just wringing the neck of that thing, and then Morbidelli left the door open for him.
And Muller's through as well. We didn't see it, but he's got by Norby. So Muller is past Mikelic, and that puts him in 5th. But Lopez is now 3rd. Lopez keeping 2 spots and about 2.5 seconds between him and Muller as well. And it's maybe not the cars in between as much as the time that Lopez opened up while Muller was behind Tarquini for a lap that might be his advantage here. Well, let's take a look in replay. Right behind. Oh, Ivan threw it around the outside and just about kept it clean. Let's see what the camera shows us. Where, cuts away before we see the white line appearing.
Looks like someone's obviously got into the back of Muller quite hard.
Yeah. Valente, contact with Loeb as the Frenchman goes around the outside of the Frenchman. And right behind, Tarquini squeezes himself through as well. Oh. Gabrielli gives as good as he gets, doesn't he? In fact, usually he gives first.
That was Remember Race 1, chap.
Yeah, I know you were there. I know you were there. Yeah, that was okay. I owe you that one. And now Valente with the yellow and white, and Dusan Borkovic behind him are squabbling for 8th. Tom Coronel leads race 2 here at Spa. Second place is Thiago Monteiro for the moment, because he's got the Citroen of Jose Maria Lopez right behind him. Number 37, Pichito. What a race he is having. Started in 8th place on the reverse grid, and he is now looking at 2nd on lap 4 here at Spa-Francorchamps. It's the racer's circuit in the championship, Matt, and the racer is having a heck of a time here, Lopez.
Yeah, just the straight line speed that Citroen seems to have. All they've got to do is try and stay behind Monteiro on through Eau Rouge, and he can have a real good stab at him on the way into Lecumbe.
He's not waiting for that. He's right behind him out of Blanchimont, and exactly as he did last lap, and Gianni Morbidelli, he's setting him up to go up the inside. Monteiro knows it's coming, but he can't do anything about it. The Citroen's got better speed and better traction, and up the inside goes Lopez into 2nd place. Monteiro can't hang on, and so he is now down in 3rd, and Tom Coronel's lead at the line, 2.533. It'll be to a 2nd next lap, and then on lap 7, Lopez will be hassling the Dutchman. And who's that on the side of the road?
I think it's
okay, that's John Philippi there going very slowly. He's just come out of the pit lane. At least it's not some punters in a Volkswagen Polo. Well, Loeb is carving his way up the order as well. All 3 Citroens really making hay here. And, you know, the reverse grid is less of a handicap here, Matt, because there are so many places to pass.
When you've got a very fast car in a straight line.
Even if you don't, even if it's only the same as the others, you can use the slipstream. Muller goes by Morbidelli, he is now 4th. And Loeb goes by Mikelic, and he is now 6th. They're going to get worn out with all this applause in the Citroen garage. That was Matt Neal, ladies and gentlemen, said that, and not me. Into the pits comes Qinghua Ma. Now, he had dropped right down the order to 17th, behind James Thompson. And whatever went wrong with his car between free practice and qualifying has not gone right since. Now, he's giving up the unequal struggle.
Lopez up into 2nd. I really do feel like Morbidelli and Monteiro just rolled over when they got Lopez in the mirror, and I hope Coronel is going to put up a bit more of a tougher fight for us.
Well, on the straight, behind Norbert Mikelic. Norby moving onto the racing line at Lecombe, but it does him no good at all. Sebastian Loeb's got the grip on the inside to negotiate the corner quicker than Mikelic on the racing line. I think this is the end of the day for Qinghua Ma. Frankly, you might as well park it and pack it, because it's not going to get any better, is it? They haven't been able to figure out overnight what was wrong with it in qualifying.
Such a shame after a stonking weekend at Moscow, and then it seems that free practice, it was always going great here, and then suddenly it's all gone west.
Them's the brakes. Ben Constanduris in the pit lane reporting a lot of fluid under the car. I'm not thinking that's his air conditioning either. Tom Coronel led by 2.5 seconds. Oh, and fluffs the chicane really badly. Awful exit for Coronel. Was 2.5 ahead last lap. It'll be under a second this lap. 0.7. And half a second there given away by getting in too deep into the bus stop. And now he can feel Lopez breathing down his neck. And Lopez should lead out of Les Combes as we get onto lap 6 of 9 here at Spa. Well, I think Qinghua Ma's car is going to need a new engine before the next race in Argentina. Maybe that will restore his fortunes. And Dusan Borkovic, who had a new engine, is back in the pit lane. Looks as though he's going to join Ma there in retirement. And Coronel is the rabbit in the headlights now. Lopez is just lining him up, and baby, here he comes.
Tom's defending well there.
Yep.
Good defensive line. That Citroen's got some grip, hasn't it?
Yes, it does. Now everybody knows in a Chevrolet what everybody against a Chevrolet was seeing last year and the year before, and the year before that. The chassis with the best grip is the Citroen. It can turn inside anybody in any corner and still out-drag them on the exit.
If Lopez can get past Coronel, then the pressure is straight back over to Muller, because Muller needs to get up to second just to keep its status quo on the points.
And yet Ivan is still a second and a half behind Thiago Monteiro in 4th place. Ivan's last lap at 27.6, Lopez at 27.0. That's a 2-minute 27.6 and a 2-minute 27.0. But Coronel, if he can hold Lopez off for the remaining 4 laps, or 3.5, will have done a staggering job, because Lopez has got the cards. And I wouldn't mind betting, even if he doesn't play them this lap, he's still got the last lap to have several lunges around this track.
After this tour, he's only got 3 more laps he's got to hold him, so anything's possible for Coronel.
Yeah, that's 20-odd miles.
Yeah, it'd be great for the RAL team, though. They're real shot in the arm for him.
Absolutely, no question at all. And, you know, we know how understated Coronel is when he's won, don't we? So, and, you know, just across the border from home in the Netherlands, here in the Ardennes and Belgium, he would love to win it. But again, Coronel defends on the right. Lopez is going the long way round. Coronel's got to park it apex to apex. Got to be a canny racer. And behind now, Muller is right with Monteiro. He's closed a second and a half on Monteiro on that lap. Blimey O'Reilly. Well, Coronel is going to have to play this really canny. Lopez is going to try and force him into positions that he can't defend. This time, at La Source, Coronel is in front, but Lopez turns tighter, gets the drive on. He's just starting to build an overlap. It's a long right-hand grade, and Lopez is going to be in front as he lunges down into Eau Rouge. Oh, but on the exit, it's not all done. Lopez, can he control it on the exit? Coronel's right with him, but Muller is right behind Monteiro. This could be really critical for both drivers in the championship, for Muller and for Lopez. As I have wobbly cam now, here comes Muller. He's got the draft on Monteiro, and behind, Loeb up behind Morbidelli. We could have a Citroen 1-2-3. Lopez still leads, and Muller's up to 3rd. Wow. Dramatic stuff up the straight yet again. And Loeb is in front, and Morbidelli as well. So Sebastian Loeb moves in front of Gianni Morbidelli as Jose Maria Lopez leads the race. Ivan Muller in 3rd place, and now fresh air opening up between the Citroen drivers. Matt Neal again, Loeb being very brave under braking. This Citroen clearly responds to being driven hard here.
The Citroens are definitely on the move now. Loeb up to 6th place.
Lopez,
no,
our
sorry, he's
race
up to
leader.
5th place now.
Yeah.
The timing screen's catching up a bit.
Yeah, it'll catch up at the end of the lap. And Michelisz and Tarquini battling for 7th place. Honda really scrabbling to pick up the scraps from the table here. Michelisz in 7th is the top Honda. So it's all about Chevy versus Citroen here in the top half dozen.
We do say, I mean, we're saying the speed of the Citroen and the fast corner stability of it. But the 3 lead Citroen drivers, they are driving it like they stole it.
Absolutely.
I mean, the thing's squirming around all under them, and, you know, they're really pushing each other hard.
Wow, here comes Muller on Coronel, of course. Michelisz is not the lead Honda. That is, again, Thiago Monteiro, who is still in 4th place. And Muller is now going to line up
Look at
Coronel.
that. Coronel inch perfect through there, using the maximum track he can.
Trying to stay clean on the outside. He knows it's coming, Matt. You know, the guy's coming up so fast behind. He knows it's coming. And through goes Ivan Muller into second. Now, the question is, can he catch Lopez and can he pass him? 2 laps of Spa remain.
Well, there's the Muller-Lopez, but the interesting fight we could just see, which is coming about, is the Coronel-Montero, because Montero is going to sniff a podium here.
Well, also, Coronel third, Montero fourth. In the background, Loeb in fifth is 4.4 seconds behind Coronel with 2 laps to go. Can he make it a Citroën 1-2-3?
No, I think that's a bit more of a challenge.
Thiago's dad watching.
Just a bit too much air there.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Thiago Montero, though, trying to close in on Tom Coronel. He'll be picking up a slipstream from Coronel and from Muller at the moment, and Lopez out on his own. Well, this is Muller's move. Coronel didn't try and defend this either, did he? It was always a done deal.
Yeah, I think he thinks if he let him through, he can just drop on the back of him. He'll be watching the Honda, you know, about 50 yards back, and that's going to be his focus, trying to stay on the podium.
Frank Engstler crosses the line ahead of Pasquale Di Sabatino. The Engstler Liqui Moly BMW is first and second in TC2. Norbert Nagy again in third in the category, with John Philippi having to make an early pit stop. And black and white flag for car 3 for disregarding track limits. Okay, not sure where we saw Tom Chilton going wide, but there we go. And also being warned about using the track limits is Ugo Valente. No penalties, though, so far. Dusan Borkovic parked, Quinqua Ma parked. John Philippi's been in and out of the pits with a problem earlier on. And battle between former teammates Rob Huff and Rennie Munich. Of course, Rennie hired Rob last year in their 3-strong Seat team. And now his teammate this year, Gianni Morbidelli, started from pole in 6th position. Citroën 1-2. Red, white and blue of Coronel there in 3rd. Red, white and green of Montero in 4th. Has Thiago closed any, though, on Tom Coronel? I'm not sure he has. It was 0.8 of a second apart last time round, and Matt, from here, sort of looks like that's about the gap again.
Yeah, just on the lead Citroën battle, Muller closed the gap a wee bit, and now Lopez has responded and is just that fractionally quicker in the second sector.
Well, he was 0.2 faster in the first sector, and he was, again, 0.2 faster in the second sector, so Lopez might have opened up half a second or more. It was 2.05, it's now 2.57 first to second. So Lopez is pulling away from Muller, and the gap between Coronel and Montero pretty much stationary. A 2 minutes 30.1 from Tom, 2 minutes 30.0 from Thiago, so he's creeping closer, but importantly behind, Sebastian Loeb is now 1.2 seconds behind that battle as they go on to the last lap here.
And he's 2 seconds a lap quicker.
Loeb, if he has an epic final lap, could
Coronel using
make
all the track and more.
Well, last lap,
Again.
Why not? It's podium or nothing, isn't it? And he knows Loeb is coming. The team will have told him, do anything you can, because Loeb, as you said, Matt, is 2 seconds a lap quicker than the cars in front. And look, he's on them now as they get to Les Combes. There's still 3.5 miles of this track to go.
They just need to keep it super tight, super clean, no mistakes, not slide the car.
Even that might not be enough. Even the racing experience of Coronel and ex-Grand Prix driver Montero might not be enough. Loeb's coming from behind. He has all the cards. He can play them where and when he wants. Of course, he's got to try and get by both of them in one go, because they are now effectively one car. And Loeb is getting a great toe off them as they stream down through the double left-hander at Pouhon. His next opportunity, realistically, comes after Pif Paf, and as they start the climb back up from Stavelot, he's going to have to try and line them both up in one go.
Loeb's only going to get one opportunity, and that's into the bus stop after the Blanchimont.
Yeah.
So at best, I think he could just do one of them.
Well, all smiles at Citroën. It's guaranteed to be a 1-2. Can it be a 1-2-3? You saw Sebastian Loeb's PR girl there.
They're all throwing caution to the wind.
Yeah.
Who cares? Track limits now. Let's get to the flag.
Well, Coronel's pulled clear away, hasn't he? Found something in this last lap in the tyres. He is going to be on the podium. Loeb might do Montero for 4th, and if he can, he really must. Jose Maria Lopez, though, is going to win his 5th World Touring Car race this season, his 6th of his career. As he comes out of the final corner, his 3rd of the garage will be jubilant. The Citroën pit wall celebrates a 1-2 result, and Lopez overturns the deficit from race 1 to Ivan Muller. They were 2nd and 1st, now they're 1st and 2nd, and Coronel 3rd. As is Montero going to lose a spot in a drag race this time again? No, he doesn't. He is 4th, ahead of Sebastian Loeb in 5th position. Well, Thiago's dad applauds, and realistically, I think both Coronel and Montero done a great job to stay as high up the order as they did.
Yeah, cracking job, considering the circuit layout, and we were up against 4 Citroëns today, not 3, so to get on the podium and have a good, strong finish like that, cracking job.
So, Ivan Muller pulled 7 points out, or pulled back 7 points on Lopez in race 1. Lopez pulls them right back in race 2. So the only difference between them in terms of gap is the 2 extra points that Ivan got in qualifying. 5 points for pole compared to the 3 points that Lopez got for 3rd on the grid.
Yeah, it's going to be very frustrating for Muller. He's driven well all weekend, he's had it in his hand, and then Lopez just comes out and nicks the points back right at the last minute.
Absolutely, but it is really shaping into quite some season, finishing with his traditional flamboyant. Franz Engstler power slides out of the final corner and claims victory in the TC2 class. And Pasquale Di Sabatino in 2nd place. Well, I hope somehow Franz and Pasquale can find the budget and the wherewithal for the Italian to race further on in the championship, because he's a great guy to have in the paddock and doing a stellar job in that 2nd Engstler BMW. Well, Ugo Valente, another entertaining day from him.
It's a disappointing day, actually, because Valenti's promised a lot this weekend.
Yeah.
He's been very fast, very quick. He's sort of best of the rest in qualifying, you know, and his speed he could carry through the first half of the circuit. And it just hasn't transpired into results. He obviously got the drive-through in race 1 when running a strong 4th, but 9th in race 2 is just, it's very disappointing. It's unfortunate because they, you know, for the Campos team, it promised a lot for him this weekend.
Well, they have still got an awful lot to be pleased with. As you say, the speed in the car is exceptional, and his abilities as a racer are absolutely first class. He doesn't get downhearted, he just keeps on attacking. So Lopez, Muller and Coronel are podium here. Round 14 of the FIA World Touring Car Championship for 2014 in Spa.
Where performance matters, you'll find Total Quartz. Yokohama, your tire.
Ivan Muller with his mechanics and Jose Maria Lopez with the media there as they celebrate a win apiece here. Citroën a 1-2-3 and a 1-2-5 result at Spa-Francorchamps. And clearly the Citroën C. Elysée, the class of the field, and really exploiting every advantage here, Muller and Lopez, Matt Neal, using every toy in the armory to make the best of it around this fantastic track.
Yeah, and we are now, I mean, we've been playing on a few tracks where Lopez has been having to learn. You know, he's been a bit new boy, but yeah, we've still got the Argentinian round up ahead of us where he absolutely knows like the back of his hand.
There's Ivan's baby daughter.
That's a real good stress relief.
Yeah, oh, no, absolutely. And to have the family with you is always great for a driver. And Lopez, boy, look how excited he is to have pulled off that result. Well, behind him is Alex Legui. Let's see if she can grab a quick word with our winner.
Jose Maria Lopez, your 5th win here, World Touring Car Championship at Spa. Congratulations. That was epic.
Yeah, it was a fantastic race. You know, always this second race is so interesting, and we had to work the way through. We had a fantastic car. I knew Ivan was really strong, so I was pushing very hard in the beginning. took my risk. They went well. We had a moment with Valente on the first lap. You know, I'm sorry for him, but he pushed me away of the line, and my tires were dirty, so it was half-half. Then after that, my car was good. I started to recover everyone. Worked my way to Eau Rouge, which was my strongest point, and you know, everybody allows me to pass with a good clean maneuvers, and then managed to win. You know, it's fantastic. You know, my objective was to try to stay in front of Ivan, of course, to keep some margin to him. You know, he does count 2 points. I think he's very good. I didn't expect it yesterday, so you know, this is wtcc. You cannot expect anything. You know, you can have good weekends, bad weekends, but for me, it's been fantastic. You know, I'm really happy, and thanks for Citroen Racing and all the guys and mechanics, because they are behind the car, but they are as important as me.
We're really happy for you. Well done.
Well, like a lot of the drivers in this championship, Jose Maria Lopez, a real racer's racer, and he proved it here as well. Well, as he said, lots of drivers were very clean and very sensible when he came up passing. And third place, the reward for Tom Coronel.
One driver defended the Citroens in this race and made a bit of a fight for it. Tom, you led the majority of the race. A disappointment to be third, or happy to get a podium?
No, happy to get a podium. You know, the Citroens were so fast, especially in the middle of the race. I had 4 new tires, so I knew I had to do it in the beginning. So that's why I was quite aggressive on Gianni. I knew he was not with new tires and I was, so that's why I could take a little lead. Then I thought, let's fight Lopez like I did in Salzburg, but his tires didn't go down, and then Ivan was too fast behind me, so I thought, let Ivan fast pass, because otherwise I also have Thiago in my ass. But no, I'm happy, you know, a podium, third place, I think is good for.
And a home race.
Yep, really happy. I think the crowd is happy as well. Thank you.
So happy Daddy, Pauline and the kids are there. And Daddy going on the podium to take the champagne. As he, you know, as he said, he'd dived by Thiago to the line in race 1 to get 4th, and he knew that if he fought too long against Muller, he might have to deal with Thiago. So again, Matt, you know, limit the damage, take what you can get, and that's real racer's attitude too.
And I mean, wherever you go, Coronel has great support. I mean, he's such a character wherever we go in the world. But here at Spa, you know, wherever you look, he's got this Tom Coronel Eat My Dust banners and T-shirts and everything. So I mean, it's great here.
And lots of dust here to be eaten as well, with all the oil dropped by the previous races. So much dust on the track and in the air. Cost a few drivers a few positions. Again, in race 2 here at Spa, fantastic entertainment from the World Touring Car Championship. And I'd just like to add a little personal note, actually, talking about how everybody loves Tom Coronel. There's a very friendly atmosphere in this paddock here. And just like to think for a moment or two about another man who nobody I know ever had a bad word for, cartoonist Jim Bamber, who a lot of you will know. He passed away in a respite home yesterday. And Jim Bamber, a fervent motor racing fan, a massive dyed-in-the-wool rally fan, and one of the most charming gentlemen you would ever meet. So rest in peace, Cat Weasel. We will be missing your smile. Well, not missing a smile of Tom Coronel as he steps onto the podium in third place. The only home race he ever had, of course, was at Zandvoort in the Netherlands. Could not have been a more disastrous weekend, but this is close enough. Ivan Muller takes second place, and Jose Maria Lopez as thrilled to win as Ivan was to win race 1. And they are really now thinking about maximum scoring, because they see the end is approaching fast. CEO of Citroen on hand here to receive the trophy for the constructor, and Frans Sangsla makes it back onto the podium again in TC2. I think that is his 12th win now this season. The anthem of our winning driver, Jose Maria Lopez, and now the winning constructors' anthem.
Please put your hands together.
So congratulations to our podium trio and to Franz Hengster, again a race winner in the TC2 category. And the trophy handed to Tom. I think there's someone else there who can probably carry that for the rest of the afternoon. DHL, of course, one of Tom's personal sponsors as well, so very nice that he receives the trophy from Ken Allen, the CEO of DHL Express. Second place trophy goes to Ivan Muller, and the biggest cup to our race winner, Jose Maria Lopez. And as he takes victory here, the next race weekend, of course, for the World Touring Car Championship brings him to the anniversary of his first appearance in what was then due to be a one-off drive in Termas do Rio Hondo. As Yves Bacquelin hands the Constructors' Trophy to Citroën's CEO. I have a feeling that might go home onto his desk rather than into the team workshop. It'll be a nice little gift. Tom's getting a bit previous with the champagne. Tom, not now. We've still got to do the Yokohama Trophy. Oh, and all his podium etiquette, all his skill going to waste. There's Mummy, there's Pauline. Somebody got wet. So that's it. Matt Neal moves on to British Touring Car action in Croft. We move on in a month from now to Argentina and the World Touring Car